Hey, good to see y'all today. How are you? I'm back with another show. This is a beautiful song. Her name is Lee-Ann Womack. May you never take one single breath for granted. Speaking some good things over you guys today. Hope y'all having a good day. All is not lost, girls. I hope that for you, young men. Get out there and fight all you can fight. No matter who gives you a hard time. Dance, guys. It's in you to dance. Regardless. Hope y'all like this song. I want to encourage you guys today, young men and young women. I want to encourage you guys today. It's always going to be something. But that's life, okay? That's right. Reconsider. Yeah. I hope you guys dance today. So hi guys, today. Been a few days, and I wanted to just say hello to you today. I really didn't know what I was going to talk about today. All during the week, I've been had some great things to talk about. And then the day I actually have the time to sit down, I couldn't think of anything to really talk about. But it's okay. It's always good to see you guys here. And I was just listening to the song. I'm playing you guys that song by, her name is Lee-Ann Womack. Lee-Ann Womack, I hope you dance. And guys, I want to encourage you to dance. You know, we as a people, we have always had a rhythm about us. I guess you could say a swag. We have a dance that's like deep in us. And I mean, I'll be out and I'll be just walking or doing something, and I'll just see somebody and they'll just break out into a dance, you know, whether they got some good news or they're just happy or they're talking to a friend or something. They'll just break out into a dance. And you know what? When I'm at home by myself, I do it. I'll just dance. I'll just break out into, you know, whatever dance, or if I'm thinking of a tune or song. But you know what? I want to tell you the reason why you should dance. Because dancing breaks shackles off of you. When you dance, you're telling your circumstances, look, you don't control me, and you are not going to stay here. You are just temporary. And as a matter of fact, I command you to go. You bad circumstances, whatever you are trying to tell me this or tell me that. And when you dance, you defy things that are in your life. When you dance, you defy the moment. You defy the circumstances. You defy what's telling you that you can't and you won't and it will never happen. You really do. You break out of a state, and you go into a state of just almost worship, you know, in a way. You just dance, and as a people, as a cultural thing from our people, and I'm saying cultural today, I'm wearing this piece, and actually it belongs to my oldest daughter, but I love the colors in it, and she let me borrow it. And this is something that African brides would wear. She told me that they would wear this, I think, when they get married. And I love to see how African people celebrate at weddings because they dance all the time. I mean, from the time the wedding starts to the time the wedding ends, it seems like they're just dancing, 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 and they're moving around, and they're just celebrating with the couple. And I mean, they're just doing the money on them, passing that money on them, speaking that blessings over their lives, and they're dancing, and that's a cultural thing for us as a people. But we've learned to hate our own culture in a way. We've learned, and it's so beautiful, it's so vibrant, it's so colorful, and it's so alive. But when you never see it, when you've never been taught it, when it's not a constant thing in your life growing up, and then when you grow up, you don't see anything in the culture that's like you. If you young men never see cultural African clothing and colors and the way your clothes would be cut and tailored to your body, you grow up thinking that you've got to try to always mesh in and fit in and squeeze into something that's really not for you. And I see young men, young men of African descent, and their body build is so different from Caucasian young men, Asian young men, Indian young men, Hispanic young men. Your body is so different because you're more muscular. In a lot of instances, I'm not saying none of the cultures have muscles. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying your body types usually look a lot more muscular. You look, many times you are a lot bigger as far as your height, as far as the thickness of your body. You are a lot thicker. I guess I could say it like that. That's how we used to say it when I was younger. And so, you have to, start companies and things that cater to your body type, to young black men's body type. There's nothing wrong with that, and it doesn't say anything against anyone else. And if some of those young men have a similar body type, they can wear the clothing just like you guys. Some of African men have a similar body type, and they can wear some of their European cut suits. But there's not a lot who have that body type because you're coming from parents who are coming from a different cultural DNA. And that's not bad. It's not bad on anybody. Nobody's cultural DNA is bad. It's just different. It's just different. And so if you haven't learned to see the beauty in who you are, it's going to be very hard for you to do your own dance. Because you're going to be dancing to what other people expect of you, want of you, seeing you. You're never going to see the true person that you are, the true man that you are, and and the young woman that you are. You're never going to see that because you're consumed with someone else. In this world, we do share a lot of things. In this country, we share a lot of things because we've been together so long, different people, especially Caucasian and African. We've been around each other for so long until you can start to share different cultural parts of your heritage. But it doesn't stop you from, and it shouldn't stop you from loving who you are as an individual people. It really shouldn't. So, I really hope that you guys can dance to the tune of your own cultural heritage and love who you are. It really breaks my heart to hear African young men and women say, you know what, I wish that I was not of African descent. Or I wish my skin tone was not dark as it is, as dark as it is, or reds or browns or gold. And you know why people say that? It's because they have seen that, look, for me to live a normal life is for me to look other. They're saying, look, I can't live a normal life of happiness and going to the best places and just being accepted for who I am and not judged because of my hair or my eyes or how I look. You know, they're saying I can't go places and be like that. So I wish that I looked differently. At least I can live a normal life. I really believe that people who want to look different, who want the blonde hair and the blue eyes and really want to change themselves permanently and fade their skin and stuff like that, I don't think they really hate themselves, so to speak. I think they hate the fact that other people hate them, and that causes them such pain and uncomfort, and just downright, I mean, agony, until they would rather change who they are, just blend in the background, and have a sense of peace in their lives. But you know, that would be anybody. If the shoes were switched and it was everything in the culture, this culture was all about the African person. The billboards were African, the hairstyle, everything catered to the African woman. All the shops, the African woman's face was on everything. You know, we were set up in this culture as the epitome of womanhood. You know, it would be the same. All the men would run to African women. Everything would cater to the African woman. You know, it'll be all about that. It really would be, because people only run to what they feel like they can be a part of and be successful in and do things with. It's happened. I can give you an example. When I was in school in the 80s, or you go back to the 70s when my uncles and aunts were in school, the afro was the amazing thing. And if I had the technology where I knew how to pop pictures up on the screen like some of these guys do and show you what I mean, I would do it. But you could Google it. In the 70s, afros were everything. Everybody had some type of afro, and they were all different types: short, huge, medium, cut in the back, bob, cut on the sides. It was all kind of afros. And guess what? The afro was so popular till white people started wearing afros. Now I'm going to what do you call that word? Challenge you to Google white people in the 70s with afros. And what they would do is they would go and get their hair permed, which when you get your hair permed, you get it set on tight little rods with a chemical that makes the hair curl very tight, like a coily curl, or a tight curl on a small roller. And once they took that and rinsed all those chemicals out, that hair would be set in those curls. It would take straight white hair and turn it curly. And so once those chemicals would be rinsed out and shampooed out and conditioned, they would take that hair, they would set it on rods and get under the hair dryer. Then after they get under the hair dryer, they would get a comb and they would tease that hair back with a comb, like smash it up, start from the bottom and smash it up from the bottom. And you could actually make that white hair blow out into an afro style, and then you would go and you would cut it just like we did an afro, and then you would see white guys at school with blonde afros. I know it doesn't sound real, but it's so true. You would see white guys at school with brown, you would see them with afros. You know why? Because they were looking at what we were looking at. We were looking at ourselves with a sense of pride and a sense of we loved ourselves. And we enjoyed wearing our hair in afros. I don't remember seeing any black person that didn't have some type of afro. Now, some of us did wear different other hairstyles. Braids were very popular, like cornrows and stuff like that. But afros were very popular at one time, and so other people started gravitating to it too. But the thing is that sometimes you lose yourself when you look so much at other people. And you begin to lose who you are, and you begin to even hate who you are. You begin to think, man, or some people say their nose is too big. Some people say their ears are too big. Some people say their lips are too big. How is that possible? Unless your nose is the size of your head, it's not too big. Unless you have one gigantic eye and it's the size of your head, it's not too big. If your ears are the size of your head, and I mean they flop like your hair, they're not too big. If your lips are the size of your head, other than that, excuse me, they're not too big. They are just perfect for you. But you know what? You haven't learned to love yourself. You haven't looked at yourself and seen anything that looks like you. So that's one thing that hasn't been out there. That's something that's naturally out there in the city, or on in the media, that says, "Hey, big lips are so nice and wonderful, and big noses were what we needed when we were in an African place, a place of such hot Sahara deserts, and all these different places where you had to get enough air into your nose to breathe because it was so hot. The temperature was so hot. God created your nose in a certain way to keep your brain cool, to keep you cooled off. Even the hair that you had, it's very hard to have straight hair in an African climate, because you are going to sweat and be hot, and that hair is going to stick to your head. But that curly hair sticks off of your head. The air can come through, and it's kind of like a natural air conditioning. I wear my hair in this natural state a lot. I've just pressed it out. It's not a perm, it's just pressed. But when I have my curly hair on and I work out and I'm just sweating and hot, I can feel the breeze just going through, just cooling off through that hair. That breeze can get through curly hair. It's not laid to your head. It's standing off your head for a reason. And so we haven't learned all the beautiful things about us. Many of us don't know, that we come from different tribes. And we have been taught that it's evil, it's voodoo, it is something evil about it. And it's not. It's just where you come from. It's just the people you come from. That's all it is. And so I want to encourage you guys today to dance. To dance your own language. To dance your own culture. To stop hating yourself and learn your history. And if you can do this identity thing, I'm going to do it. I haven't done it yet, but I am going to do it. And if you can do that, and it would show you some things about yourself, then you can start from there. And you can go on from there to find out something about your heritage. But, I hope you guys learn how to dance. I hope you learn how to enjoy yourself. Learn how to enjoy your husband, your wife. Just learn how to enjoy. And let me tell you something. Everybody is not going to be happy with you. If you're waiting for everybody to love and accept you, honey, you're going to be waiting until you die. And even after you die, it's not going to happen. It is not going to happen, young man. It's just not. I mean, I know I'm sorry that you feel bad. I'm sorry that there hasn't been a lot of people around for you. I'm sorry that, you've had to deal with people talking about your shoes at school and talking about your clothing, and you've had a struggle. But let me tell you, when you get up, that struggle is going to go. When you grow up, you're not going to have all that struggle. It's going to pass, young man. It's going to pass. You're not going to stay in the struggle. And don't forget, when you get up and you get out of the struggle, don't forget about others in the struggle. Don't forget about people in your family. But I'm telling you, even young ladies, You don't have to believe those things. You may hear those things about you and about your people, but you don't have to believe it. There's nobody that can make you believe something that you don't want to believe. So why do you believe that somebody else is better than you, that you're less than, that you're second class? There's no such thing as a second class citizen. If you're a citizen, you're a citizen. Now, are there people who treat you in a demeaning way? Yes. And guess what? The same people who behave like that, there's people that treat them like that too. You are not second class. There's no such thing. God did not make a first class person, second class person, third class person. He didn't do that. He made people. Just people. So I just want to encourage you guys to dance today. Enjoy. Push past the normalcy. Push past what you're doing in school. Push past the teachers, principals, family, anybody that's saying anything negative to you. I want you to push past those things and do your own dance. Do your own dance. I hope you dance, guys. I hope you're encouraged today. Hope you get some encouragement. Find some positive things to think on. Let me tell you, the Word of God says that we should think on things that are good, that are pure or true. We're to think on good things, if there be any good in it. Don't sit around and think about how much poverty you see and how this isn't working out. Don't worry about that. Dance. Just dance. It'll break those shackles off you. Dance, guys. And I'll see you guys dancing in the next video. Love yourself and love somebody like you too. Bye.